I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since your pretty ass told me she came in the door, I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my soul. Showed her how to win.
What's good? What's up, Messy Mob? It's your girl, Messy Maya, and I am back again with another video. So today is going to be a little bit different. Instead of me bringing you tea, drama, or gossip, I am going to be reviewing the new movie that just came out on Tubi. It is called Cinnamon, and this movie is so good. So I am so ready to just get into it. Okay, so before we talk about the actual movie, I really just want to give props to the cast. They all did so good. The acting was really believable. I just felt the emotion through the screen. I'm sorry, y'all. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give the actors their props. Because one thing about me, I cannot stand an actor who cannot act. So yes, they did an amazing job. It was very believable. And yeah, acting is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. Let's get into the movie. Okay, so her character's name is Jody. Jody is an aspiring singer, currently working a 9-to-5. We've all been there where we have our actual passion, but to survive, we have to work a 9-to-5 momentarily. That is what she is doing. So her stage name is Cinnamon, so that is why the movie, of course, is called Cinnamon, but I am going to address her as Jody throughout the review. So Jody is working, chilling. She's clearly looking at the clock, ready to get off for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So she's like frantic. So she's rushing the customers. She's trying to get as many customers as she can. And then once it is time to end her shift, she shuts off the gas station lights. As soon as she shuts the gas station lights off, someone pulls up. It is this guy in a cowboy hat. And one thing about me, I don't know what it is about like black cowboys that just gets me, it just gets me going. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there were a lot of those on this movie, okay, which I loved as well. So he comes in, okay, and she tells him, "We are closed." You know, get the fuck out. She don't say get the fuck out, but that's clearly the look on her face. Like, we're closed. Like, why are you here? But it's like, girl, you should have locked the door. You should have locked the door and shut off the lights to let them know. Because if you shut the door and because the lights were on, like, girl, if the lights are on in the store, of course he's gonna want to come in, and then you left the door unlocked. So, ooh, why would you do that? Anyways, so he comes in anyway. You know, men, they're going to do what they want to do. They're not going to listen. So he comes in and he's like, "I'm going to make it quick. I know what I want. I'm going to make it quick." And then he's like, "Can I just use the bathroom?" And I'm like, well, clearly you're not going to make it quick because, you know, just get your shit and leave. I'm trying to go home. Anyways, so he goes to the bathroom, comes back, and While he's looking for his stuff, someone comes in with a motorcycle hat, a tinted motorcycle hat, and she immediately is like, "We are closed. We are closed. We are closed. We are closed." He continues to ask for stuff. So she's like, "Whatever, I'll ring you up." She clearly looks agitated, right? So he pulls out a gun and he's like, "Put the money in a fucking bag, okay? Put the money in a fucking bag." And me personally, I'm not about to get shot, especially working at a fucking gas station. I'm not about to get shot for nothing. So guess what she did? She put the money in the fucking bag. So keep in mind, the guy with the cowboy hat, right, is still in the store. So again, he's a cowboy, so you know he got that thing on him. So he come around the cut, sneaking, right? He's sneaking. He's like, clearly he could hear the guy screaming, saying, "Bitch, put the money in the bag." You know what I'm saying? He can hear everything go down. So he's trying to be a good citizen and save her. So he come around the cut equals corner. He comes around the corner, right? And he pulls out his gun, right? And she's shaking. She's looking at him like, "Please don't do it. Please don't do it." So the guy that's robbing the store comes from up top and shoots him immediately in the head and then leaves with all the money. So this is within 5 minutes of the movie. So already my heart is pumping. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, because one thing about, because people are always saying, oh, Tubi movies this, Tubi movies that. People have so much to say about Tubi movies. But me personally, this movie was really good. And it was already off to a really good start. It's giving very much Netflix original. It's giving very much movie theater quality, if you will. Okay? Anyways, so she's clearly shook. The boss comes and he tells her to go home. Well, first he's like, did they take everything? She's like, yeah, clearly they took everything. Like, all these policemen wouldn't be here if he didn't. I don't even know why he asked that. But anyways, that's all he was worried about, y'all. So this is what I'm saying, how you see how, like, you first of all, because keep in mind, she is a singer, aspiring singer. She don't even want to be working there to begin with. She's barely making $500 a week, as she revealed later in the movie. And you're telling me, like, the very first thing, this young lady who's working for you, the very first thing you say is, did they take everything? He didn't even check on her, like, are you okay? Like, you know, do you need a couple days off? No, none of that. It's just, go home, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Like, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all better stop busting y'all ass for these 9-to-5s, and these bosses don't give a damn about y'all. Be happy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so she goes home, and let's get into it, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you about to find out. So she goes home, y'all. She goes home. Still clearly shook. You can see that she just seen a man she just got robbed and seen that a man died in front of her, okay? She goes home, goes straight to the bed. There is a big black duffel bag on the bed. And I'm like, so already I'm like, I know damn well this wasn't a setup. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. This was not a setup. You did not set your job up to get robbed, right? She opens the bag and there's money, and some of it has blood on it from the guy who, you know what I'm saying? A guy just died. So of course there's going to be blood on it. Child. When I tell y'all she opened that bag and revealed that money, I was shook. I was like, no, she didn't. I mean, you gotta, hey, I'm not condoning stealing, but come on now. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, so the camera points to the bathtub, and I'm guessing at this point is her boyfriend, Puerto Rican guy, real cute. You know what I'm saying? Real cute. So you papi chulo. You know what I'm saying? So he's sitting in the tub soaking, and he's holding the gun still pointing at her, basically joking and laughing about it. And they both start laughing like two Bonnie and Clyde maniacs. It's giving very much Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? It's giving a very much interracial Bonnie and Clyde story at this point. So I'm shook. I'm like, okay, so yeah, this movie is really off to a good start, because I was not expecting that. But at the same time, when I really thought about it, and like the way that she was acting at the beginning. So first of all, I'm gonna point out a few things before we move on. So first of all, she was really frantic. Like, she was frantic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was nervous about something. Very frantic. Like, and then when I look back, I'm like, she wasn't frantic in a way where you're like, okay, let's go. I'm ready to go home. She looked frantic as in nervous. Okay. So the second thing, you shut off the gas station lights, but you left the gas station light on inside, and then you left the door unlocked. And then got mad when an actual customer walked in. And it's like, girl, if you really didn't want anybody to come in, why the fuck would you not lock the door? Why is the door unlocked? Right? Girl. Whew. Yeah. So that was the beginning. Really good. I'm talking about top tier movie theater quality, y'all. Really, really, really good. So if you haven't caught on, yes, the guy that came in the store with the tinted motorcycle hat that robbed the gas station, he is her boyfriend. Okay, so from here on out, I'm basically going to summarize what happened. I'm not going to do it like scene by scene, step by step, like I just did. I just wanted to tell you guys how good this movie was and how strong it started off. So we got to see how Jody and Eddie, these two characters right here, we got to see after they robbed that gas station, we got to see how they met. So they did a little flashback to how they met and how they got to the point where they stole the money from the gas station. They met, they kicked it off on the bus. At first, she was not feeling him, but he was persistent, and he basically told her that he used to sit behind her in class when they were in high school, and then she basically recognized him. They started talking, and then the vibes were good from there. They started walking and getting to know each other, and he basically told her, like, you know, she was like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you make your money or whatever? Not how do you make your money, but like, what do you do? And he basically told her, I'm a crook. I steal things. And she was like, what do you mean? So he literally showed her an example of what he be doing. He bumped into a guy on the street and took his wallet with $500 in there, right? And it also showed a clip of him stealing someone's watch. It's basically just showing us what he does in his spare time. So her working from a gas station, she was like, wow, you just stole $500 and just made that within 2 minutes. I don't even make $500 in a week working at the gas station. And he was like, well, since you know about me, tell me about you. And she was like, I'm an aspiring singer, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, sing to me, you know what I'm saying? So she sings to him, and his face when she starts singing, it's like he was in awe. So immediately, clearly he can see something special in her. He fell for her pretty quickly. So immediately, he knocks on her door, tries to get her some studio time. He pays for the studio time with the money that he just stole from that guy. And he gets her inside of the studio a couple hours later, once the studio guy fixes up the studio, which he really didn't because the studio still looked a mess. But anyways, he brought her to the studio, encouraged her to make the song. She did an amazing job on it. And then this is where we are brought to this scene right here, as I've been showing on the screen for the past couple minutes. And he basically wants to move. He feels like that she is just too great to be stuck where she is, and he wants to get an apartment in LA. Keep in mind, y'all, they just met, but it's still really cute. Like, they just met, but the story pace and the pace that they were going, it didn't feel rushed. I really hope that makes sense. Like, it felt right. You know what I'm saying? It felt right watching them, even though they had just met and they were already making these big plans to just, you know, go off and do their thing. Okay, so he talks about going to LA. You know, I can get us some money. Of course, y'all know what he knows. He's a thief. He was like, I can get us some money, blah, blah, blah. We can go to LA, get us an apartment, you know, get us some new clothes. So when we get in front of the right people, you can make a good impression on them. He was telling her, like, basically, she's talented. She has a lot going for herself. So, yeah, it was really, really nice to see this. And then the thing is with these two characters, right? Two different worlds. So they're both struggling in their own way, but they're still from two different worlds. So although she is struggling and she is an aspiring singer, but she really doesn't want to work a 9-to-5, and singing is her passion and that's what she wants to do, she still is doing it the right way. She's working to survive. But then you have her boyfriend, Eddie, who's like, there's no passion. He doesn't have a passion. So he feels worthless in a sense. And he said that he feels like he is worthless in a sense. He feels like he doesn't have anything to lose. So that's why he steals, and that's why he's a crook. Because he feels like he has nothing else to lose. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going to just take what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just take what I want. And he said this quote. He basically said, when you're valuable, you don't have to steal someone else's value. But he basically said that he looks at himself as that he's not valuable. So that's why he takes other people's valuables. I hope that makes sense. If you guys watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched the movie yet, please go watch it after this video, or pause the video, watch it, and then come back, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, so they're in two different worlds, but at the same time, they're so similar because they want to get away at the end of the day. Anyways, he's like, I'm going to get 30,000. Don't worry about how I get it. I'm going to get it though. And we're going to leave, right? So I guess he ends up getting it or getting close to the 30,000. And then the guy, he stole someone's watch. And then that guy caught him lacking, beat him up, and stole not only his watch back, not his watch, but they stole whatever money he had on him. So now they were back at square one. So he comes back and he tells her, we are broker than where we started. And he just seems stressed. And he honestly just seems like he feels like he let her down, because you can just tell the move in the first place to even move to Los Angeles was for her, so she can get her music career boosted and started. So of course she's upset too, because she thought that this was going to be her big break. And she was just like, you know what? I just feel like I'm so much bigger than where I am right now. I'm just so much bigger than working at this gas station, barely making ends meet. You know what I'm saying? So she's very upset, as she should be. And then she comes up with the idea to steal the money from the gas station. And he's like, at first he's like, no, you work there. They're going to think something's up. And she was like, no, you know what I'm saying? No. She was like, there's at least 50K in there. Let's just take it. And then I will literally quit right after. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. They do that. So they start practicing, and I thought it was a little bit funny, but then they brought us back to when the robbery actually happened. And yeah, so when they robbed the store, okay, keep in mind, they have the regular owner and then they have the investors, which are technically the owners too, because that is their gas station pretty much, because they invested in that business. So they didn't pissed off a lot of people at this point, okay? And like I said, I don't want to sit here and break down the whole movie to you guys, especially if you guys haven't watched it yet. But just know they pissed off a lot of people. And not only that, but that guy that got shot, that cowboy who got shot at the beginning, when they were robbing the gas station, was their brother. It was the owner's brother. Okay. So from this point on, the other owner, so it's the owner who's like the face of the store. And then there's the investors who are like in the background of the store. They don't really show their face much, but they're still profiting from the store because they invested their money in it. So those are the people who are pissed off. I'm talking about gangsters, like, bitch, I'm talking about shooting people on sight. Okay. So Jody and Eddie end up getting caught up, and Eddie actually gets shot into a trash can, but he miraculously survives. And then Jody ends up getting captured as well. Again, y'all, so I am reviewing. So I am not breaking down the story from scene to scene to scene. So I'm skipping parts. So like I said, if you still have not seen the movie yet, I would see it after this, because I'm saying the parts and spoiling it a little bit, but I'm not breaking down the scene from scene to scene to scene. I'm not doing that. So to keep a long story short, Eddie and Jody both ended up getting caught up with them, and they both ended up getting caught. Okay, so the background investors find out, aka the other owners of the store, find out that they are behind the robbery when they go back and they look at the security tapes. So you might be thinking, well, they staged the robbery, so how would they see the security tapes, right? Right. So back when they were robbing the store, okay, when he dug down to get the money out of the safe, she actually tapped, they didn't show this at the beginning though, she actually tapped his foot to let him know that cowboy was coming with a gun to shoot him through the counter. So she tapped his foot. He immediately got up and shot him. So they're seeing this on the camera. So they immediately get her, and then they find out where her boyfriend stays, and they shoot him too and take their money back. Okay? So to make a long story short, again, I am not about to sit here and explain the whole entire movie, but I will give you bits and pieces. So the boyfriend gets shot, the investors take their money back, blah, 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 right? It's like, at this point, it's like really good. Like, if you thought at the beginning it was good, it's like really good and intense now. Now they got the people, they got these, they got Jody, they got Eddie. They brought Jody to a secluded house and God knows where. Okay, their mother's involved. Her husband is involved. They done shot the face of the store, the real owner. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's a fucking shit show. Like I said, after laying in the garbage can, shot in his chest, hurting, Eddie survived. And you know what he did? The first thing he did was he went to a pizza place, basically just to get patched up and feel better. And in the midst of them trying to get him an ambulance to come, he is still hurt, leaking, and he finds out that a pizza is going out to the people who shot him and who now has his girlfriend. Y'all. When I tell y'all this man pointed his gun at that lady, he said, I'm going to need the pizza and I'm going to need your car. She said, which one? Which one you want first? Because I'm not finna get shot over no goddamn job. Like I said before, who finna get shot over a job? What the fuck? Anyways, so Eddie goes to save his girl. It was so cute. You know what I'm saying? He fought for his life, literally, but he came out with the win. There was so much between the family itself, the gangster family that basically owned the gas station that was doing all of this and causing all of this ruckus, and because again, they lost their brother and the mother lost her son when Eddie shot him in that gas station robbery, okay? So again, this family was raw. So Eddie ended up going toe-to-toe with his family and ended up shooting all of their asses, okay? All of them. And fighting with the main son. But Eddie still came out on top and he saved his girl at the end of the day. Again, Eddie is still hurt. So Cinnamon, aka Jody, and Eddie, they end up going to the car and they end up driving. They end up getting the money back, of course, because now the family is dead. So at this point, the movie is about to end and he's like in the back seat, literally dying. I don't even know if he died. Like, I don't know if he survived that shit. I don't know if he died. I'm guessing he didn't die because I'm pretty sure if he would have died towards the end, they would have showed it. But he's literally in the back, bleeding out in pain, basically dying, crying. It was just so good. The acting was so good. I cannot stress this enough to you guys. In the back, dying, crying, sweating, anything you can name, just in so much pain. And before the movie ends, he tells Jody, he's like, turn on the radio. Turn on the radio. And then she turns on the radio to the radio station that he tells her to, and it's her song. So it was just a beautiful moment towards the end, and her song is playing on the radio. She's crying. You know what I'm saying? They just survived. It's like this bittersweet moment. Like they went through this such a tough time, but they're saved. The family is dead that was trying to get to them. And guess what? Now her song is on the radio and he's in the back still basically dying and telling her, sing to me, sing to me. And she's like, no, we need to get you to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? We need to get somewhere. We need to go, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, just for right now, I just want you to sing to me. She sings to him. She's crying and she's singing to him. And he's crying and he's listening. Oh, I'm about to cry again. This movie had me in shambles. Like, one thing I love and how you know a movie is good is like when it takes you on an emotional roller coaster throughout the whole film. I'm talking about happy moments, sad moments, scared moments, fearful moments. You know what I'm saying? Moments when you're rooting for somebody. Moments where you're crying because someone died or someone almost died. Moments where you're surprised, where you don't know what's going to happen next. You're just at the edge of your seat. This was that movie. And for this to be a Tubi movie, and again, for the reputation that Tubi has for their original produced movies, but the fact that this movie, I'm talking about movie theater quality, Netflix original quality. This movie was amazing. So again, if you guys have not seen this movie, go ahead and watch it. Like, don't just listen to me rant about it, because of course I'm going to rant about it, because what the fuck? Like, it was a good ass movie, but go watch it. Go watch it. It was amazing. I have absolutely nothing bad to say except one thing. It is not even bad. I just wish they would have did this towards the end of the movie. Instead of, because don't get me wrong, their ending was really good, but I at least wish we would have got like a 5 years later or 1 year later or 6 months later, or at least, you know what I'm saying, got to see if he recovered, how he recovered, just to see how they're doing in the future, maybe 6 months or 1 year down the line. But other than that, this movie was amazing. The pacing was amazing. It didn't feel rushed. Again, although they had just met each other, the movie still did not feel rushed, and the couple still did not feel forced on me. So let me know how y'all felt about the movie if you watched it. Let me know how y'all felt about this review. Let me know. Let me know, okay? Again, don't feel like you watched this review and I just told the whole story, because I told a good part of the story, but I still left a lot out. This is like a what, 23, 24, 25 minute review. The movie is an hour and something minutes. Y'all, I did not tell the whole story. Please go watch it. Please go support it. I absolutely loved that movie. All right, I'm done ranting. My name is Messy Maya. I'm out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
She's a grandma, and I swear I love her.